My neighbor just planted his last tomato crop. He doesn't know it yet, but 5 years from now, tomatoes won't ripen in our region. Global studies show crop failure zones expanding 160 kilometers northward per decade. If you're still planting like it's 2020, you're setting yourself up for failures no amount of care can fix. Welcome to GrowWise Vision. Your local growing conditions already shifted. Not in 50 years, in the last 5 years. Global temperature records from 2020 to 2024 show the 5 hottest years ever measured. Spring arrives 2.3 weeks earlier globally, but late frosts still occur, creating what scientists call false springs that damage crops. The vegetables your parents grew effortlessly are struggling in your garden. You probably blamed yourself. You didn't do anything wrong. The climate changed. In the next 10 minutes, I'm covering 7 crops on borrowed time in warming regions, backed by research data, and what to plant instead before this season ends. Hit subscribe for climate science applied to home gardens. Climate agencies worldwide show alarming data. The period from 2015 to 2025 saw temperature increases double the previous decade. If your region had summer nights averaging 15 degrees Celsius or 59 Fahrenheit, they're now hitting 21 Celsius or 70 Fahrenheit. A shift crossing critical thresholds for cool season crops. Research in agricultural and forest meteorology shows every 1 degree Celsius increase reduces tomato fruit set by 15%. At 24 Celsius nighttime lows, fruit set drops below 20%. That's functional crop failure. Modern weather shows temperature swings of 15 to 20 degrees Celsius within a single week. Plants evolved for gradual transitions. This climate whiplash breaks crops that thrived for centuries. Vegetable 1. Tomatoes. University of California research across 3 continents confirms tomato pollen dies when nights exceed 24 Celsius or 75 Fahrenheit consecutively. The pollen protein breaks down at the molecular level. The plant looks healthy, blooms prolifically, but fertilization fails. You get flower drop, no fruit. This used to happen during occasional heat waves. Now, Mediterranean Europe, Southern Australia, and warm Asia show 4 to 6 week periods above this threshold. Field trials in southern Spain documented 73% yield reduction at 25 Celsius nights versus 20 Celsius controls. Same varieties, same soil, only temperature changed. A gardener I know did everything right. Perfect soil, drip irrigation, gorgeous plants. She harvested 20 tomatoes from 12 plants because flowers dropped during 6 weeks when nights never fell below 25 Celsius. She thought she failed. She didn't. The climate crossed a biological threshold. Vegetable 2. Lettuce. Lettuce bolts at 27 Celsius soil temperature within 48 to 72 hours. Hormonal changes are irreversible. The International Society for Horticultural Science shows production shifting 250 meters higher in elevation per decade and 2.1 degrees latitude northward. Prime regions like Central California, southern France, and parts of Australia now see head lettuce as summer unviable. Growing windows compressed from 16 weeks annually to 6 weeks in warm zones. Wageningen University shows every week of delayed planting reduces mature head size by 18%. By 2030, head lettuce becomes primarily a winter greenhouse crop above 28 Celsius summers. Alternative, heat-tolerant varieties like salvias extend the window by 2 weeks, or switch to amaranth greens, which thrive where lettuce dies. Number 3. Broccoli and brassicas. Journal of Experimental Botany identifies optimal range. 15 to 18 Celsius for tight heads. Above 21 Celsius, heads become loose. Above 24 Celsius, plants skip heading and bolt to flower. European Environment Agency shows ideal broccoli windows shortened by 23 days across temperate Europe over 15 years. Cornell University documented broccoli exposed to even 1 day above 29 Celsius showed 64% bolting likelihood versus 8% in controlled conditions. By 2030, outdoor brassica production requires shade structures reducing temperatures by 5 to 7 Celsius. Vegetable 4. Peas. Plant physiology. Research shows pea plants experience 40% photosynthesis reduction at 27 Celsius compared to optimal 18 Celsius. At 30 Celsius, photosynthesis approaches zero. Pod quality deteriorates faster. English and New Zealand studies show peas harvested above 26 Celsius contain 35% more starch and 28% less sugar. They're tough and starchy. Royal Horticultural Society data shows pea windows compressed from 14 weeks to 8 weeks in southern England. September temperatures increased 2.3 Celsius over 20 years. Australian National University tested 47 pea varieties. The most heat-tolerant extended range by only 1.8 Celsius, insufficient for current warming. Gardeners are replacing peas with yard-long beans, which thrive where peas fail. Number 5. Carrots. University of Guelph research shows optimal soil temperature, 16 to 21 Celsius. Above 24 Celsius, carrots become woody. Cell wall thickness increases 40 to 60% at 26 Celsius soil temperature versus 18 Celsius. Soil at 15 centimeter depth now stays above 22 Celsius through October in temperate regions, historically cooling to 16 Celsius by mid-September. Netherlands studies show when soil fluctuates more than 8 Celsius weekly, deformity rates increase from 12% to over 45%. By 2030, regions where soil exceeds 25 Celsius at root depth will find storage carrots unviable. Alternative: radishes and turnips tolerate soil temperatures to 27 Celsius, mature in 30 to 60 days versus 70 to 90 for carrots. 6 and 7. Spinach and cilantro. Both bolt at 24 Celsius for spinach, 22 Celsius for cilantro. Once triggered, it's irreversible within 36 to 48 hours. Max Planck Institute identified specific genes regulating bolting. Temperature above threshold triggers permanent biochemical switches. Royal Horticultural Society shows spinach harvest duration decreased from 49 days in the 1990s to 23 days currently, less than half. California's Salinas Valley now plants cilantro every 12 days versus 21 days historically, because each planting bolts faster. Bolt-resistant varieties like Thai spinach extend windows by 10 to 12 days, insufficient for current warming rates. By 2030, these become winter greenhouse crops above 26 Celsius, or gardeners shift to New Zealand spinach and cilantro, which thrive 5 to 7 Celsius higher. So what do you do? 3 strategies. Strategy 1. Precision timing. Use growing degree day calculators from universities. Monitor soil temperature at 10 centimeters with digital thermometers under $15. Plant based on heat units, not calendar dates. This means ultra-early spring planting, 3 to 4 weeks earlier with frost protection, or late summer for fall harvest. Strategy 2. Heat-tolerant varieties. Phoenix tomato sets fruit at 26 Celsius nights versus 24 Celsius standard. Summer crisp lettuce tolerates 3 to 4 Celsius higher. Imperial Star artichoke produces where traditional fails. Limitation. Most buy you 2 to 3 Celsius tolerance, useful at margins, insufficient beyond optimal ranges. Strategy 3. Species replacement. FAO studies across 37 countries show regions that shifted crop portfolios maintained yields rather than forcing traditional crops to survive. Replacements, tomatoes to tomatillos, tolerate to 27 Celsius. Lettuce to amaranth, thrive at 30 Celsius plus. Broccoli to Ethiopian kale, functions at 28 Celsius. Peas to yard-long beans, optimal at 25 to 30 Celsius. Carrots to Daikon radish, tolerates 27 Celsius. These have centuries of cultivation history in warm climates. You're adopting what works. 2030 is 5 growing seasons away. If you wait until crops fail before experimenting, you've lost 5 years of learning. Agricultural Extension Services report successful farms transitioned 5 to 7 years before old crops became unviable. Treat your garden as a research plot. Allocate 20 to 30% to testing alternatives while maintaining traditions where they work. Look, I didn't make this to scare you. Agricultural research is clear, but information isn't reaching gardeners in actionable form. You're not bad because tomatoes didn't set fruit. Research from 3 continents confirms you experienced documented physiological failure. You're not wrong because lettuce bolts in 2 weeks. Data shows windows compressed 50% in many regions. The rules changed. Nobody sent the manual. But now you have research. You understand mechanisms. You know thresholds. Knowledge means adapting strategically, not reacting desperately. Plant tomatoes if your climate allows, but also plant 2 tomatillo plants as insurance. Grow lettuce, but dedicate 1 bed to amaranth. Keep traditions where they work. Build redundancy with proven warmer condition crops. 5 years from now, gardeners harvesting abundantly won't be ones resisting change. They'll be ones who saw data, understood trends, and adjusted with time to learn. If this shifted your approach, hit that like button. Subscribe for climate research translated to actionable strategies. Check the video on screen about soil amendments for heat stress. Even heat-tolerant crops perform better in optimized soil. Thanks for watching. Let's grow smarter, together. And remember, adaptation isn't defeat, it's intelligence.